Hey everybody, Josh Collacchi here with RotoCurve, and I'm here to discuss the new RotoCurve MLB Splits tool. Now, one of the best things about this tool, of course, is that it's free, and it's a lot of information that takes a lot of time to look up, but able to look at this and kind of make your research a little bit quicker. You can just use it pretty much every day. It's updated. The data is pretty much not changing by this point in the season, so you can look at it. It's updated every day. There's new pitchers, new batters. Everything's in as needed. So for you to look at your the best part to make your lineups. Now, first things first, if you're on the RotoCurve site, now I'm obviously on the MLB Splits page already, but just to find it, if you go to Tools, Highlight, you can look at the rest of our tools as well, but under the MLB Tools page, you can just click on MLB Splits. Now that brings you to this page, and this is where all the magic happens. This is where a lot of people have asked questions about how to use this, and this is how I feel the best way to use it is. Now, first things first, you see some recognizable stats like WOBA, isolated power, OPS, batting average. You also can see their DraftKings and FanDuel salaries as well, which are imported each day there. Now, to be sure, if you look at these stats right here, these are three different stats that you can use and kind of pretty much culminates everything that you see here. The first one is HTYAV, which you can find here. And this basically describes how well one player hits the ball in terms of soft, medium, or hard, which you can see here against right-handed or left-handed pitcher. So a guy like David Ortiz hits a lot of balls hard against a pitcher like Jefferson Marja. So that just gives him an excellent rating for the given day. Now, a guy like Jose Reyes doesn't hit the ball very hard against righties like Julio Teheran, but he gets on base a lot. And if you've seen him play, you know that he's not a guy that crushes the ball, but he'll spray the ball around and get on base. The next one is SPLR+, which is basically the split change difference between batters against lefties or against righties. You can see that here. Basically what this means is Carlos Gonzalez has a high rating of 87.83. That means he hits righties, like he's facing today in Tehran, a lot better than he hits lefties. Now you can see vice versa, a guy that doesn't necessarily have the splits that would favor, like you would say, for Gonzalez, maybe a guy that has closer to reverse splits or hits both sides equally well. And that's a guy like Jose Reyes with a little bit lower of a rating. The next one is SPLC. This is a custom rating determined by batters' performance against lefty or righties. You can see that here. Basically, what this is this culminates the whole thing and kind of shows how one player would succeed against lefties or against righties. Now, Carlos Gonzalez is an extreme case because he crushes right-handed pitching, as you can see with his 978 OPS. And that's why his rating is a 49.19 against Julio Teheran, who gives it up to left-handed pitching. Now, how else can you use this tool? Now, some people have seen that you can actually scroll and see the pitcher splits. Now, I want to show you how to use this. So if you would come here, the first guy you would see, Carlos Gonzalez, then Abreu, then Charlie Blackmon. You're saying that, let's use Abreu for this particular example, has a 384 WOBA, a 231 ISO, and a 903 OPS against this kind of pitcher, Joe Kelly, right-handed pitcher. Now, from here, you would use this to see how Kelly performs against right-handed hitters. You scroll over. Kelly is allowing a 302 average to righties, 477 slugging, and a 372 WOBA. He's also given up 8 home runs. He has a strikeout rate of 18%. Now, you can use this in many different ways, but I feel like this is the best way because most of us are familiar with these statistics. And if you're not, you can find that on the RotoCurve in the glossary part or hear us discuss about it. Also, just ask us in the forums or the chat. We'll be sure to answer. But WOBA is weighted on base average, ISO is isolated power, so on and so forth. Now, to see this, what you would use is this saves you all the time because normally you would have to go onto Fangraphs or another site, type in Carlos Gonzalez, find his splits, etc., etc. But now it's all in one spot, and it actually saves you some time. If you scroll down to Yoenis Cespedes, which is, I believe he's 55 or 56 on this tool, but what happens is if you can't find a guy, if you hold Command F or Control F, the thing will come up, and then you can go to type in whichever guy you're looking for. Cespedes 68. Now he's facing a lefty, so you might think, wow, righty against a lefty, Cespedes has been crushing the ball. But if you look, Cespedes struggles with his splits against lefties. He's a reverse splits guy. 259, 151.5, or 151, 068. So basically what this is showing is he has a reverse splits guy, and he's facing a lefty, where normally you would think that's a good matchup. But once again, this tool can save some time and show you that he's a reverse splits guy that doesn't hit lefties very well. So be sure to use that and keep that in mind, and use everything to your advantage, like everything else here at RotoCurve. And make sure to keep in mind you can look at the pitcher splits as well. So each time a guy faces, like Carlos Gonzalez against Tehran, and another guy against Tehran as well, which that will be Charlie Blackmon, both the numbers will lock up. So basically it shows you that this individual hitter, which is Charlie Blackmon or Carlos Gonzalez, against a pitcher, Tehran here, it gives you their numbers. So in the morning, you wake up, look at the MLB splits page, you find out which pitchers you want to target, find out which batters you want to target, and the more green you see and the better numbers you see to match up, that's a good play for the given day. Hope this helped, and be sure to check out everything else at rotocurve.com to use to your advantage. And let's make some money again in daily fantasy baseball. Good luck, everyone.